Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am Sayyid Sajjad Haidar Rizvi, Senior Subject Specialist English at Divisional Public School and College Sahiwal. Let's start our today's lesson. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, you have finished the reading and translation of the unit number 6, The Qaid's Vision and Pakistan. Now it is the time to proceed to the exercise of the unit, The Qaid's Vision and Pakistan. In today's lesson, we are going to cover the portion of comprehension and vocabulary. We shall answer the questions based on the text, find synonyms of some words selected from the text, and antonyms of some words taken from the text. And in the end, we shall use some idioms in sentences of our own. Before we answer the questions, I want you to keep some important points in mind. Number one, the answers must be given in correct tense. It means the tense of your answer must correspond with that of the question. Number two, the answers must be given in complete sentences. Now we go to the questions. Question number one. How much confidence did Quaid-e-Azam have in his nation? I translate it for you. कि कायद-ए-आज़म को अपनी कौम पर कितना एतमाद था? The answer is, कायद-ए-आज़म had great confidence in his nation. कायद-ए-आज़म को अपनी कौम पर बहुत एतमाद था. He believed that it was made of sterling material and was second to none. उनका इस बात पर यकीन था कि इसकी तामीर मजबूत मवाद से हुई है और इसका कोई सानी नहीं. Question number 2. What was the Qaid's concept of his nation? कायद के नज़दीक अपनी कौम का तसव्वुर क्या था? The answer is, the Qaid considered the Muslims an independent nation. कायद मुसलमानों को एक खुद मुख्तार कौम समझते थे, with the distinctive culture and outlook of life, जिनकी अपनी मखसूस सकाफत थी, that had nothing to do with Hinduism, and outlook of life, और ज़िंदगी के बारे में उनका अपना नज़रिया था. Question number 3. What was the ideology of Pakistan in view of Qaid-e-Azam? Qaid-e-Azam के ख्याल में नज़रिया पाकिस्तान क्या था? The answer is, according to Qaid-e-Azam, the ideology of Pakistan was based on the fundamental principle that the Muslims were an independent nation. Qaid-e-Azam के मुताबिक नज़रिया पाकिस्तान की बुनियाद इस बुनियादी असूल पे थी कि मुसलमान एक अलग खुद मुख्तार कौम है. Question number 4. What can be the possible solution to our present problems? हमारी जो मौजूदा मुश्किलात हैं, जो मसाइल हैं, उनका मुमकिन हल क्या हो सकता है? The answer is, we can solve our present problems if we follow the Qaid's golden motto, unity, faith and discipline. कायद-ए-आज़म ने जो अपनी कौम को सुनहरी मंशूर दिया था, इत्तेहाद, ईमान और तंजीम का, अगर हम उस पर अमल पैरा हों, उस पर अमल करें, तो हम अपने मौजूदा मसाइल को हल कर सकते हैं। The last question is, how can we become a strong nation? हम एक मजबूत कौम कैसे बन सकते हैं? The answer is, we can become a strong nation by remembering our guide's advice to the youth. Work, work and work. हम एक मजबूत कौम बन सकते हैं अगर हम उस नसीहत को याद रखें जो उन्होंने नौजवानों को की थी कि काम, काम और काम, एंड यू आर बाउंड टू सक्सीड, और आपकी कामयाबी यकीनी है। Now we come to the portion of vocabulary. Question number 1 is, encircle the option for the underlined words that relates to the text. These sentences have been taken from your textbook, the lesson number 6, the Qaid's Vision and Pakistan, and some difficult words have been underlined. And there are some options. We are to choose the correct option, that is the correct meaning of that underlined word. Number 1, we are a nation, he affirmed 3 years before the birth of Pakistan. Affirmed is the word that has been underlined. And the options are A, told, B option, said emphatically, and C option, broke in. We ponder over all these options and we come to the conclusion that neither told nor broken conveys the sense of the word affirmed. So, said emphatically is the right option. उन्होंने जोर देकर कहा कि हम एक कौम हैं. Neither told nor broken conveys this sense. Number 2, we have our own distinctive outlook of life. There are 3 options: distinguished, powerful, wavering. Neither powerful nor wavering conveys the sense of distinctive, because we have already read this word. So the right option is distinguished. Number 3, keep up your morale. Options are wealth, fortitude, and voice. Fortitude means courage. Wealth and voice are common words to you. So the right option is fortitude. Number 4, do not be afraid of death. And the options are attended to, which means paid attention to. Be scared, and C, squared up. Squared up means got ready to fight. So the only option left to us is scared. That is the right option, which means afraid of. So scared is the right answer. Number 5, we should face it bravely to save the honor of Pakistan and Islam. Face is the word that has been underlined, and the options are repair, cope with, correct. Repairs to set something right, to mend something. Correct, again, to put something in the right condition, right form. And cope with means to deal with. So the only right option is cope with. We should cope with it bravely to save the honor of Pakistan and Islam. The next item in the vocabulary portion is the synonym. Synonyms are the words having the similar meaning. जिस तरह आप उर्दू में मुतरादिफ अल्फाज जो हैं वो लिखते हैं. So there are some words taken from the text and we are going to find the synonyms of those words. The first word is morale and the synonym is courage or fortitude, as we have read earlier. Number 2, voyage, and the synonym is journey, especially by the sea. Number 3, ambition, and the synonym is aim. Next word is nomenclature. Nomenclature means method of naming. Identity. Identity means recognition. Distinctive. Distinctive means distinguished. Emergence. Emergence means appearance. Struggle. Struggle means effort. Numerous, and the synonym is many. Strong, synonym is powerful. Ideology, the synonym is philosophy. So we have written the synonyms of the words taken from the text. These are the words having the similar meaning. You can also use courage in place of morale and replace journey with voyage, aim with ambition, and so on. The next item is antonym. Antonyms are the words having opposite meanings. जिस तरह आप उर्दू में मुतज़ाद अल्फाज लिखते हैं, in English these are called antonyms. The first word is confidence, and the word having the opposite sense of confidence is doubt. The next word is honor, and antonym is dishonor. We have added prefix dis, dis, and the word has changed into an antonym. Belief is the next word, and antonym is disbelief. Separate, antonym is either joint or united. Unity, the antonym is disunity. Political, antonym is non-political. We have added the prefix non, non, to this word and it has become the antonym of political. The last item of our today's lesson is use of idioms in sentences. First, let me explain to you the term idiom. An idiom is the specific use of language. In idiom, we do not use the words in their literal meanings. For example, if we say, he is shedding crocodile tears, it doesn't mean that crocodile sheds tears. The fold of skin under the eyes of a crocodile looks like tears. So the false tears are expressed by using this idiom to shed crocodile tears. So there are some idioms in the exercise and we are going to use them in sentences so as to explain their meaning. Number one, bits and pieces. Small objects of various kinds, they are called bits and pieces. And the sentence is, she has a lot of bits and pieces in her purse. उसके पर्स में छोटी मोटी बहुत सी चीजें होती हैं. Number two, man in the street. Man in the street, an ordinary man without having some specific knowledge. आम आदमी जो है, man in the street. Even a man in the street knows these problems. एक आम आदमी को भी इन मसाइल का इल्म है. Number three, raising spirit. Encourage. To boost courage. His speech aimed at raising spirit of people. उसकी तकरीर का मकसद लोगों के जज्बे को उभारना था. Number four, pass through. Pass through means to experience. किसी चीज का तजुर्बा होना. He had to pass through many difficulties in his life. उसे जिंदगी में बहुत सी मुश्किलात का सामना करना पड़ा. And the last idiom is fall a prey. Fall a prey or fall a victim means to become a victim or prey to somebody or something. किसी चीज का शिकार हो जाना. He fell a prey to bad habits. वो बुरी आदत का शिकार हो गया. So this is how we have used the idioms in sentences. And I want you to make your own sentences. Keeping in view these examples, these are only model sentences for you. Try to make your own sentences and it will be highly appreciated. There is an assignment for you, dear students. You have seen how we have answered the questions based on the text. Go back to the text and you will find 4 questions given in the boxes within the text. And you are to write answers to the questions according to the rules you have been told. This was our today's lesson. I hope it must have added a lot to your comprehension and vocabulary. Take care and pay due attention to your studies. Thank you very much.